The debate surrounding gender inequality is far from new, but it's also far from being over. The various factors that influence such inequality between the genders has been debated and discussed on a regular basis for many years, but the divide still exists. One of the most heated topics in this field is the gender pay gap. Standing at an average of 17.9% difference, the pay gap affects more than just money. It has a ripple effect on the lives of women, who work just as hard as men. Furthermore, women are generally expected to take on the caring, unpaid roles in society. These roles are just as important as paid work. However, monetary benefits from these roles are non-existent, and thus women's retirement funds suffer. After a life of caring, how is it fair that women cannot be cared for effectively? Statistics suggest the average man has nearly twice the superannuation of the average woman. This means that when it comes to retirement, women who have longer life expectancy than men are unable to be independent. Relying on their husband's superannuation, a government pension, or family support, the stay-at-home mum faces gendered financial inequality.
This is Ryan. He works for a superannuation fund. Ryan, can you explain why women have less super than men?
Yes. Women often retire with half the super that men do on average for a number of reasons. Firstly, women are often paid less than men in comparable jobs, which over time means less super. Secondly, women often take time off work, more so compared to men, to bear and raise children, which often means that they'll invest less super as well. And when you combine those two factors together, you'll see that less money is going into their super accounts, and therefore less interest is earned on those retirement savings over time, and that's how you often see such a disparity between men's super on average and women's super on average.
Well, I think one of the main problems that I can think of is actually women that haven't managed to accumulate enough superannuation or money to last them throughout the rest of their lives. And sometimes they feel that they have to stay in an abusive marriage because they just can't afford to be independent.
It's very hard unless you're married and have the help of your husband. And like in my case, I've gotten a divorce, and part of the settlement was some super, but I am concerned about how I'm going to sustain myself in old age, whether or not I'm going to have enough money. I have quite a large mortgage, so more than likely I'm going to have to sell my house. And I'm also probably going to have to go and get a job, which is not going to be easy because I've been out of the workforce for 17 years.
We have found that gender inequality creates numerous problems for women as they get older, and things need to change so women are able to be economically secure and independent throughout their entire lives. Some possible solutions include removing the barriers to women's participation in the paid workforce and closing the gender pay gap. Women should also be paid superannuation during maternity leave and paid parental leave so they don't miss out on contributions when having children. And for those women who decide to stop work and care for their family full-time, the government should make contributions to their superannuation funds to reward mothers' unpaid labour. Overall, the current retirement system isn't sufficiently recognising the work women do, and the Australian government should make reforms to this system a priority to stop perpetuating gender inequality in our society.